Yes, people, welcome to LFC Red Forever channel. So, what's happened to us? What has happened to us? Today we're going to be doing a live preview from, for Liverpool versus Wolverhampton in the FA Cup. The third round, I believe, of the FA Cup as well. So, there's lots to talk about. Please, if you're watching, hit that subscription button, notification button, and like button as well. So we'll get into the first thing we're going to talk about, which is Virgil van Dijk. Yeah, so Virgil, everybody knows Virgil van Dijk came off against Brentford over the weekend. Over the week, sorry. It didn't look good, especially when he had to stretch his legs chasing one of the Brentford strikers, which eventually led to a goal from a corner, as we all know. He's got a severe hamstring injury, so he had to go and see a specialist about it, from what I've heard. He could be in the sidelines for about 5 to 6 weeks, something like that. And obviously he has to have a recovery time as well, so it could be prolonged, which worries me more than anything. Let's check out around Twitter. Let's see what they're saying. As everybody can see, Paul Joyce is probably the best reporter for Liverpool Football Club. He's on point with everything. I think he's the closest reporter to Liverpool Football Club, because I think he gets all the scoops as well. So he said Virgil van Dijk facing spell on the sidelines for Liverpool. Hamstring injury sustained in defeat to Brentford is the worst. Is worse than first feared. Sorry. So at first we thought like he just needed to come off, and then he'll be probably all right after that. Probably in the next game, like in the FA Cup against Wolves, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's a severe injury and a hamstring as well. You know, like as he had that injury with his knee, it made it even worse, for injuries like this to occur. So whenever he opens his legs up like further, he will actually sustain like minor injuries here and there, especially in his age as well. He's not a young man, people. Like, you know, he's in his 30s now. So in the latter stage, these things are going to happen on a regular basis, which is worrying for me, because I need this defender in my team, you know what I mean? And the last thing we want is Liverpool being without Virgil van Dijk, probably one of the best defenders in the world as well. So yeah, it will be at the sideline probably like 4 to 6 weeks. Could be longer as well. I am worried, but you know, anything can happen. You know what I mean? A miracle could happen. We've seen this guy come back from a serious knee injury and play a whole season. The thing with Virgil van Dijk that angers me more than anything is like he plays a lot. He plays a lot for Liverpool Football Club. He's the consistent player in the team that doesn't get a rest, if you know what I mean. And it's frustrating for a lot of people, because we don't want Virgil van Dijk always playing. We don't. And we want to like a refreshed squad. We want to have a team that's, you know, competing in all fronts. If you have competition for places, then you know the other players might perform even better. So and you know, you could rest players here and there as well. With Virgil van Dijk, unfortunately, for some reason, since he's been at Liverpool Football Club, he's played every game, which is frustrating, and that's the last thing we want to see. If you look at Manchester City, if you look at other teams, they rest their defenders and they put other defenders in place just to see what they can do, like 5 to 6 games. If they're consistent, they stay in. If they don't, you know, the big guns come back, and then they go on that run they always do, which is frustrating everybody else. I expect Manchester City, in a way, to win the league. I don't think Arsenal's going to win it, because Arsenal don't have that strength in depth, unless they get a couple of more players in the January window. Yeah, but Van Dijk, that's how we see it. He's got issues at the moment with his hamstring, and it could be a long layoff. This is the time, as everybody knows, that Konate and Matip and Gomez have to step up. We need them more than most, and we need them in top form. Gomez hasn't been the greatest view all season. He hasn't done much. Matip in and out, but he still had his injuries. Konate just came back from the World Cup. He had his injuries as well, but we saw him against Brentford in the second half. The first half and the second half. He wasn't like sight for sore eyes. You know what I mean? Like he needs to improve. He needs to improve, especially like like he uses his physicality too much, Konate. That's what angers me. If you look at the best defenders in the world, like Van Dijk, pass it back to the goalkeeper. Stop trying to be something you're not. You know what I mean? Trying to use your physicality in every game and trying to push players over. If he passed that ball back to the goalkeeper, that third goal wouldn't happen against Brentford, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's what I got for you with Van Dijk. He's going to be out for a long period of time. Hopefully he'll recover. The guy's miracle worker, isn't he? He's done it in the past. He came back even stronger. So let's just see what's going to happen. So this is what I'm looking at as well, people. There's a lot of things going around social media. People are calling for Klopp to leave. That I don't understand. I mean, at the end of the day, Klopp is probably the second best manager in the league. You know what I mean? And why would we want the second best manager in the league to leave right now? Why? And we said the same thing about players in the past. Do people forget? Like a lot of people were saying, Wijnaldum has to leave. He's not good enough anymore. Blah blah blah. The same people that's saying Wijnaldum has to leave are the same people that's actually crying for Wijnaldum to come back now. So you got to make up your mind like what you want. And asking for Klopp to leave, especially that 7-year period. The guy got us trophy after trophy after trophy. Every club trophy possible, bar the Europa League, which we don't want. You know what I mean? So he's won everything. He's got that credit in the bank. You're forgetting like where we was before Klopp came. If Klopp wasn't here, like we'd probably still be in the 8th position or 5th position, trying to get into the top 4. But he made us more than that. So now, like when we're struggling, we're all giving up on him. Let him rebuild. He's never done it before. He built a squad, obviously from nothing. Why can't we let him rebuild from nothing as well? You know what I mean? Like those players are aging. Those players don't have the capabilities that they used to have before. You know what I mean? And we're asking too much about them. If you look at the Brentford game, they couldn't even make a tackle. A guy actually had the ball in the box and managed to turn around and place it in the goal. You know what I mean? Like what is that all about? In the box. Someone should be always next to you. Someone's supposed to stop you kicking the ball in the net. But we're not even doing that anymore. If the players don't have that communication on the pitch anymore, like it means we need to like move away from them. Get new players in. Get fresh blood in. Players that's like 26, 25 mark. I mean, that's going to help these young players that's playing too many games, in my opinion, through these dark stages. If we had senior players like during the start of the season, do you think we'll be going through things like this? If we had 2 or 3 midfielders in that central midfield, maybe we could do better than what we're doing right now. So let's just take it easy with the Klopp hat, people. You know what I mean? Because be careful what you wish for. You know what I mean? We've done it in the past with players like get out Mane, get out Wijnaldum. Now the same people are begging for those players back. It doesn't make any sense, man. So let's just be careful what we wish for. The last thing we want is getting manager out and getting another manager in that's going to be even worse than him. Look, come on, people. We've been through Kenny Dalglish in his second spell. Been at the game for probably 20 years. Couldn't do what he used to do anymore. We've been through Roy Hodgson, Brendan Rodgers. One good season. After that, couldn't see him anymore. So we don't want to do things like this on a regular basis. Let's just stick with our manager. Every manager in the Premier League history, including Alex Ferguson, has had issues in seasons in, season out. I could remember Fergie not winning the league. So if Fergie's been there 28 years or whatever it is, he's won 13. So in majority of there's other seasons he hasn't won the league. So he has had the rest. He has time to like rebuild and then make another team. So why can't we do that for Klopp? Yes, he's stubborn at times. Yes, he's having issues with playing too many of these young players. But we've got to move on from that, man. Like just let the guy be. He earned the credit, man. 7 years of success. 7 years, man. And yes, we've not won the league in a few of them, like 1 point behind City. But can you imagine if he had finance on top of that? You know what I mean? That 1 point could turn into 2, could turn into 3, could turn into 4. You don't know, because we're doing something from the bottom compared to City, who are always spending whatever they want. You know what I mean? And we're doing it from the bottom layers. So he will get it right. Just calm down. Don't listen to rival fans as well, because the things that are people doing, the things that a lot of people are doing is they listen to rival fans, like when they're questioning Klopp and all that stuff. What is it their business? You know what I mean? I've seen me, when I was younger, I used to question Fergie, you know what I mean? They're doing the same thing like we used to do to them, to us now. Yeah, and we're falling for it, and we shouldn't be doing that. So yeah, let's just take it easy on Klopp, man. Let's take it easy. I think it's just too much of reaction, which is unnecessary. You know what I mean? So this has to stop. It has to stop, people. It has to stop. Like we've got to stop this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So we move on to the FA Cup, which is our next. Yeah, the FA Cup is our next game against Wolverhampton. I'm going to be there, man. I can't wait for it. You know what I mean? I hope we're not going to do the performances that we've been doing recently as well, man. I hope we've gone past that. You know what I mean? Like, and get back to basics. You know what I mean? I don't mind Liverpool playing a ugly game to win a game. I don't mind that. You know what I mean? That means we're restarting from the bottom and working our way to the top. So why don't we just play ugly game, defend, run after everything, and then to create chances after that? Let's just do something like that. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? And then the FA Cup can be something major at the end of the season, which we're looking for as well. You know what I mean? So let me read out the comments. Joe Powell says, big up Fozzy, might be tough for LFC to get into the top 4. They can do it, in my opinion, but a lot depends on other performances too. Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, like I said in the beginning of the stream, we just gotta calm down, relax. I think we're too reactionary. I think we're just jumping the gun too quickly and making noises when we know we don't have the resources that the big team, well, not big teams, but the teams that have money. You know what I mean? That's the difference. I think FSG has to go. FSG is the biggest root cause of the issues we're having. You know what I mean? And them sitting there and watching other teams improve, and us not getting those players that we deserve. What makes me sick to my stomach? Why is it every season the fans are the best thing in the club? Why do we have to be the best? Why don't we have a mirror image team on the pitch? You know what I mean? This is what we need. I'm tired, man. I'm sick and tired of that. And that's what we've got to be next owners. If it's Americans again, I'm going to call it a day, man. I'm done with Americans. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, listen, we've got American fans, no offense to you guys, but they only come here for business purpose, just to generate money for their other businesses in their own country. So we're not the priority. We're never gonna be the priority. So why are we accepting people like that to come to our club and do whatever they want? It shouldn't be like that, people. Enough, man. I'm looking forward to the FA Cup game against Wolverhampton. I'm driving down there. It's gonna be a long ride, man. Yeah. So so let's see what's gonna happen in that game in the weekend. So there's another comment here. It says, is the FA Cup our priority for this season? Our priority is top 4. We need to get top 4. We need to get back into that to get bigger players next season as well. If we're going for the likes of Jude Bellingham, what's going on? We can't be in the Europa League. We can't be outside, the top 8. We can't do things like that. We have to be ambitious enough for big players to come to Liverpool Football Club so they could, compete in the highest level. And if they don't have that in the near future, then we're messed up. We're going to be messed up because no players want to join a team that's out of the top 4, especially a good player and on top of that as well. Yes, we've done it before with Klopp when we was coming up with the likes of Mane and Wijnaldum and Matip, but that's a few and far between. You know what I mean? And especially with the money side of things in the game nowadays, a lot of wages go up. You know what I mean? A lot of fees go up for players, like, and not only that, you're forgetting the homegrown as well. So we need to be careful how we go on about things like that. Yeah, let me just get back to comments. Where was I? Aziz says, yes, Fozzie, much appreciated for coming on, people. You know what I mean? It's a short notice, but we're here. That's the most important thing. Big up from Jason. As he says, agreed, top 4 is a must. Can't miss out on the Champions League. Yeah, it has to be. We have to put that in the highest regards, because that's the only thing we're competing for this season. And if you look at the league, we're not too far behind. You know what I mean? Everybody else. It's just that consistency we need. If we don't have that consistency, we're going to be drifting away from everybody else, which is going to be worrying for the rest of us, us, of course. You know what I mean? So yeah, just get that consistency going again, and you know, like, rotate the squad. Although we don't have, you know, the squad that we were desperate for, but we've got to find a way. The players don't look themselves. The players look shattered. The players can't run anymore. The players are you know, just what pissed me off against the Brentford was every battle we lost. We haven't won any battles in that game, people, which is worrying. You know what I mean? Like, first ball, second ball, third ball, fourth ball, like anything that you have to win, we've lost. And I don't want to see that anymore. That's what disappoints me the most. Liverpool fans don't ask for much. You know what I mean? We ask for 100% commitment. That's all we ask for. Win, lose or draw, we're still going to be there. We're still going to be singing "You Never Walk Alone." But beyond that, you have to actually, you know, give it 100% on the pitch. Win the balls, man. No man should be in your box from a corner, control the ball, and manage to place it in the goal to score a goal. It should never happen, man. And that's what happened against us with Brentford. And we've got to move away from that. We've got to move away from that. Sorry, people. Let me just get back to this. What's next? Hang on. Yeah, so we've got to move away from that. So we're going to go in the lineups for Liverpool Football Club. Obviously, I'm doing a short preview, but live. So let's do this. I have to share the screen, innit? What do I want in the lineup in this game? I want something different. I mean, I'm tired of seeing the same thing every single time. Same players, you know what I mean? And nothing new. I want something different. Let's just see something different, Mr. Klopp. I mean, have some ambitions in that as well. So I'll put Kelleher in goal. Ramsey has to be playing it. Calvin Ramsey has to play now. I mean, the guy, where is he? Like, exactly. Like, where has he been? You know what I mean? Like, does he play for this club or what? What does he do? You know what I mean? So we need that. Obviously, Gomez back in the team. He needs to start improving now, because it's come to the point like he's becoming irrelevant. Like, we don't care if he plays or not. He doesn't win headers. He doesn't win any battles on the floor. He doesn't win anything. People push him over too easily. Like, he's in there. Like, what is going on, Gomez? We need more. We need more, bro. Like, come on. You've had your time on the sideline. Surely you should be doing more now. So yeah, Gomez as a centre back with Konate. Konate's just come back from international football, isn't it? So he's got to be there to get his minutes on his legs. I still want to see a performance like we've seen against Brentford. I don't want to see that anymore, people. Enough of that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was asking for him to come back. He came back. He was even worse than bloody Matip. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Come on, man. Robertson, I'm tired of seeing Tsimikas now. Like, I was one of those advocates that's actually asking for Tsimikas to start games, to do rotate with Robertson. But I'm worried about Tsimikas now. Like, he's not winning any battles, man. The thing that pissed me off in that game is he was losing every aerial duel in the box at the back post, even though they haven't scored. But when he made a mistake, tried to pass the ball to Trent across the pitch, and then he had to go back to that far post, he won the header. So I'm thinking to myself, you had the whole game, but you couldn't win the header. Like, apart from that time when you had to panic, that shows the commitment is not there. This is why I've been moaning about the commitment of the players. It's when they feel like they can do something. You know what I mean? You need to put your body where it hurts. If you look at other teams, if someone is taking a shot or on target, what do? They put their body on the line. What do? We put our hands behind our back and wait until the person shoots. It shouldn't be like that, people. I'm sorry, man. So Tsimikas, he needs to refresh. He needs to either be sold, or he needs to think about his future at Liverpool and put more into the game instead of relaxing and thinking you could put a ponytail on your head and then do nothing when you come on the pitch. No, man. Nah, man. I'm not having that. So we move on to the central midfield. Henderson should be back. So this guy, a lot of people are happy to go at him, especially he's the captain of the team. He's struggling in games. He had a concussion against Leicester. But with me, I don't know what position to put him in anymore, because if he plays the 6, he doesn't have the legs to track players back. If he plays the 8, he can't run up and down like he used to anymore. So just stay here. Just stay in front of the defense, like I always say to Fabinho, and don't move. So if we have 3 at the back here like this and the fullbacks can go forward, we've got cover if the balls come through here, everywhere. A player can intercept the ball and then get it forward again. He could do something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think in this FA Cup game against Wolves, we need to give these youngsters opportunities as well. With me, FA Cup is not my priority. I don't care. Listen, we're the holders, but it's time to let things like that go. There's more stuff we need to concentrate on now. You know what I mean? I'll bring Naby Keita back in. He needs to come back and do something in this team, because he can't sit on the bench. We can't get rid of him because his contract is coming to the end at the end of the season. So let's use him. Let's use him till his legs fall off. Let's just use him, because he's not doing anything anyway. You know what I mean? I rather use a player that's not committed to the club anymore than watch a kid get destroyed on a regular basis. If you know what I mean. Harvey Elliott is getting destroyed every game he plays, that poor kid, and it's not fair. It's not fair. They're not meant to play in this team on a regular basis, people. They're meant to come off the pitch. Come off the bench and come and get in the first team. That's what they're meant to do. But people are having to go at them and saying they're not good enough. They're not doing this right. They're not doing that right. Yeah, it's called being part of a youth. You know what I mean? They're kids. They're learning the game. You don't expect them to do wonders straight away. So I'd rather Harvey Elliott just drop back to the bench, watch from the bench, and see what he can improve on during games when he comes on as well. So so I'll put Naby Keita there. The other midfielder I put is Oxlade-Chamberlain. He needs game time. He scored against Brentford, but I want him to be maybe swap them around, put him there and there. Get back to the central midfield role and stop putting Harvey Elliott there and putting pressure on the kids as well. So if we put Oxlade and Naby, who's supposed to be the 2 that's supposed to replace Wijnaldum and Henderson in that position, maybe the season will be different. You don't know. We don't know, man. We've got to give other players a chance to see if we could actually move forward from what we're doing right now. Because if you're doing the same thing every single time, especially when the Brentford manager came out at the end of the game and said, I knew you had to play against Liverpool, Ancelotti said the same thing as well. You know what I mean? Maybe if we refresh the team and put these players who are fit now in the team, maybe we could do something different. Yeah. So I see these 2 in the middle. Where they're supposed to be originally, when Wijnaldum and Henderson left. Listen, it might look like a full strength team, but I'd rather have it this way than putting pressure on the kids, because they're getting wrecked. They're getting wrecked everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair, man. It's not fair. I don't think we even have him on it. Yeah. So this kid here is not getting the recognition he deserves. We bought him from Fulham, probably the player of the season over there with Mitrovic. And we haven't seen him since. You know what I mean? Since the Manchester City League Cup game, I believe. That's the last time we saw him. I want to see regular of Carvalho now. Yes, he's got issues with physical side of the game, but he needs to learn, you know. You can't just leave him on the bench. He needs to come off the bench and, learn about things like that. This is where the analytic team comes in. This is where the Klopp comes in. Show him videos like what he's doing wrong, what he's doing right. Then he will probably merge them together eventually as well. So that's what he needs to do at Carvalho. He needs to learn where to position himself when he's defending, where to position himself when he's attacking, when he's in a corner or like congested. how to get out that phone box. You know what I mean? What I've seen of us as well, like, it's not just him. Sorry, people. What I've seen of Carvalho and the rest of the players, teams, when they have the ball, it doesn't matter if it's Brentford, Brighton or anyone else, when we corner them, they manage to get out of that area, like the phone box kind of thing. When we get cornered, we just panic. And then we give the ball away to them and they counter-attack and almost score. So what do we do in training here? Like, what do we exactly do in training? Do we actually just play a match or something? Or do you play farther side? Do you play congested things? Like, what do we do in training? That's what I want to know, because we're too easy to play against if you look at it, people. Other teams can get out of tight situations. We can't do that. And it doesn't matter the personnel. It's just the same thing every single time. So it must be out of training these things are happening. It's weird. It's weird in my opinion. I want to see this kid, people. I don't know about you. I want to see Dirk, the Scottish kid. I want to see him, man. He looks impressive when he comes on as well. Like, he's got a lot of pace. He's direct. He's both-footed, and he puts the ball in the box at all times as well. So if we have an out-and-out winger like this in the FA Cup games, maybe he can improve and show us something else in the team. Maybe this is what we need from these players, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Ben Doak, he's got to get a chance. He's got to get the opportunity, He's got to get the opportunity. Yes, Irmina, thank you very much. Yeah, so he's got to get the opportunity. He's got to show us what he's all about as well. Enough's enough. Go and invest in baseball. Andrew's saying, listen, I'm done with FSG. I know I had it in the past. I know I made a whole lot of videos about them in the past. It's time, innit? It's time to just say thank you very much and move on, because they're not investing in the team. Everybody says it could be Klopp, but if everybody knows what FSG are all about, sell to buy. We can't sell Oxlade. We can't sell Navigator. We can't sell Henderson. Majority of these players have already signed a long-term contract, which is the last contract in their footballing career. Now we can't get them out of the club. What happened to the thing they used to do? Like, if you're 30, we give you a 1-year extension if you're doing well. What's happened to that? Why are we doing things like that? It's strange. It's strange. Yeah, so at front, I want to see Nunes again, people. I want to see Nunes again. Oh, he needs to start scoring, innit? He needs to start scoring. I want to see more of him, man. Like, he's getting the opportunities. He's making the runs. He's doing everything that you want from a striker. He's improving with his holding up. He's improving with his passing back to players, and passing it forward as well. But the finishing is not there. I don't know what's happened to his finishing, because when we faced him in the Champions League last season, he was clinical. I mean, Alisson was in goal, and he was making Alisson look like an amateur goalkeeper. So why can't he do things like that anymore? Is it the pressure of a big team? Is it the social media thing when people are having a go and making fun of him? That's what rival fans do, innit? Don't forget, Man United wanted this guy. We beat Man United. We beat him to Man United. So it shows like a lot of teams wanted him in the beginning. As soon as he comes to Liverpool, everybody is making fun of him. Yes, he's missing a lot of chances, but at least he's there. I'd be worried if he wasn't there. You know what I mean? But what he needs to do is, he goes out there and he goes out here, but he needs to come over here. You know what we're missing up front, like I said in my previous stream? Firmino intercepting passes from here, so the attack doesn't go. If you get what I'm saying. When we used to intercept passes here and there, we used to go this way and score goals. Now we don't do that. Everything goes through here, through here, through here, through every gap is used by other teams, and they score goals. That's what's worrying me. But if he comes deeper when we haven't got possession and pluck the gaps here and then give the ball to these guys here and at the back, and then he move forward like he always does, we'll get more chances than any other team. That's what we've got to improve on. I honestly think we're missing Firmino more than anyone. Firmino, and he's coming in deep and intercepting passes. I mean, that's what we're missing. Obviously, we're missing the other stuff as well with the closing down from the other players. But if you haven't got the personnel for that, that's what's going to happen. Thiago is a luxury player, people. We bought him for luxury reasons. Ronaldo was still here when Thiago arrived. You know what I mean? So we can't just put our hopes on Tchouaméni and then give up. We need something else. I mean, if we can't get him, go and get someone else. If you know what I mean, people. So that's what we need. As he says, I'll play Elliot too. Yeah, listen, I'm not giving up on Elliot. I just think he's had too many games. I've heard he's injured, but I don't know. So this is my lineup, and then I want the new player to come in. Where is he? He's not even in the wings. This is strange. No, he should be there. Strange. Yeah, so I want Gakpo to come in at this, some point in the second half to show us what he's all about as well. So if we have Gakpo in the team, I'd rather have him on there, obviously, and leave Nunes at front still, so I don't have to worry about him not scoring. So if he stays there, this guy comes in. This guy is the closest thing to Mane, isn't it, people? Like, he might not be as good as Mane, but he's physical, he's big, he's strong, he scores a lot of goals, he creates a lot of goals. A lot of people were saying he doesn't do set pieces. He does. I've seen him do it for PSV. He's the actual set piece specialist for them, and he does take a lot of corners, and he finds his players in the box as well. So he might give us more than Mane used to. He can play here, he can play there. You know what I mean? Like, he could play up front, he could play this side, he could play, he could play multiple positions in the pitch. But I've even heard he might be there. You know what I mean? He might be like part of a free. You know what I mean? This is what they've done with Wijnaldum, as I remember. You know what I mean? Wijnaldum used to play out there in the wing, and eventually they moved him over here. Then he started playing there, and sometimes at front he played, and he played that wide. So he can play in multiple positions, especially with his physique. His size. That's what we're missing as well in this team. We haven't got the size, have we? The physical side of Liverpool, it's not there, man. We've just got timid, small players. John Conway says 2-1 to Liverpool. I'm gonna be there, John. I'm gonna be there, bro. I'm gonna be at Anfield. I'm gonna do some stuff on Twitter, so please follow me on Twitter, LFC Red Forever Twitter. I'm gonna do live stuff on there as well, so please go on there. Much appreciated for turning up, everyone, man. I know it's a short thing, but it's got to be done, innit? I said I'm going to come back on a regular, so I'm here. So with Gakpo, I honestly think in the next few years, especially with his age as well, he's only 23, he's going to be moving here. So he's going to be part of a midfield three sometimes, and they're going to use him everywhere else, apart from obviously number 6. So he can bring a lot. He can bring a lot to this team, and I'm hoping he does a lot as well. Yeah. So this is my starting lineup. Obviously not him there. We can't give up on Carvalho, people. We just can't, man. So it's experience with age. That's it. You know what I mean? Calvin Ramsey, he has to show up, people. Like, how long do we have to wait? How long do we have to wait for Calvin Ramsey, man? It's time, man. It's time he shows up and start performing on a regular basis as well. Yeah, so that's my starting lineup. I don't know what's yours going to be. But this is me. And we'll see where we go from there. Next. What is next? So. Where do we go from here? I don't know, man. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's one of those things that is frustrating, isn't it? New ownership, first of all. We need new ownership. We need new players this month. I'm not waiting till the summer. I want players now, here and now. We need midfielders that can do that running for the rest of the team, which we're missing. Catch up with the other team when they get through the gaps. We can't just have Fabinho intercepting on a regular basis, but there's no one running for him like they used to in the past, with Henderson and Wijnaldum. If we have other players like Casado or someone like that coming in, doing that doggy work for like the likes of the Salahs and Nunes and now Gakpo and obviously Fabinho, we could go further. We could go further with this, but we're not doing that. We're just sitting back and just accepting mediocrity that we're watching, and we shouldn't be like that, people. We need more from this team, man. We need more from this team. So yeah, owners have to get out of here, get the new owners in, start spending as well. Start spending. Any transfer plus takeover? Takeover is still ongoing. Unfortunately, we haven't got anything coming out from the club yet, apart from obviously they are for sale or investors. But a lot of social media things are saying it's going to happen very soon. I've even heard American owners might come in again. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not doing Americans. I'm sorry, people. They're not for me. I'm done. I'm done with that stuff, man. Yes, this is what I got for you. A live preview for the first time in ages. I hope you enjoyed it, people. I gave you obviously the starting lineup. You can see is there. I hope, you know, like, we turn the corner after this game, go on a long run. I don't want to be like accepting finishing outside the top 4. I just can't, man. I honestly can't. Yes, people. The next time I'll see you, probably it's after the next weekend, because I'm gonna go to the game and watch it. But I'm gonna be on tonight in UFT. I'm gonna be doing the Chelsea Manchester City game. So if you haven't subscribed to Unscripted Football Talk or UF Talk, please go down there. I'm gonna be on there tonight watching Chelsea versus Manchester City, doing a live watch along. So much appreciated for everyone that turned up. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Oh, yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. It's freaking free. Just subscribe. The more subscription we get, better for the channel. Take care, everybody.